as hell because today was the day me and my best friend Louise, who I haven't seen in 3 years, were finally having a girls' evening sleepover. I made my way to Louise's house. She was wearing a lovely denim black skirt with a blue flannel top like she always does, which looks incredible. As we were getting ready to leave, she felt really sick, as she was feeling this way for quite some time now, but we left anyway. We headed to the movies where we went and saw Deadpool. The movie was amazing. We decided to go for KFC, which we usually got for our food. As we were on our way home, we were joking around about how sick Louise was feeling, so sick that we thought she was pregnant. We thought it would be funny if we both got a pregnancy test and made a game out of it that night. So we made our way to Poundland to get the tests and decided to stop off at the park on our way home. We spent some time at the park joking around about baby names and what gender the baby would be. But after a while, it got a bit cold, so we started to head back home. Half an hour goes by and we finally make it back to mine, where we decide to go into the animals. I have 3 guinea pigs, Jet, Max and Jen, which are all a year old. We spent some time in the shed with them. We took them out into the garden and let them have some grass and run about, but it started to get a bit cold and late. It was about 8:30 at this time, and I suggested we went and watched Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which we usually do on a Saturday when we used to hang about. When I remembered the tests were in my bag, I suggested to Louise that we took them as a joke. So I told Louise about it and we decided to take them. Of course mine came back negative because I was a virgin and didn't do anything. But she was taking too long to come back and tell me what she got. An hour goes by and she comes back, tears down her face. She screamed, "It's positive." We were both freaking out. Louise was crying, asking how she was going to tell her boyfriend, who she wasn't that close to, for that to happen. She thought maybe it was from her relationship beforehand that she got pregnant, but she thought maybe it happened the night of her 16th party. We decided to go to sleep and call the doctors in the morning because we thought it could be negative at the doctors, so there was nothing to worry about. So we went to sleep, and the morning comes. We woke up at about 1 o'clock because we spent much time that night watching TV and playing with the animals. When we got up, we rang the doctors and went in to find out the result was correct and she was going to have a baby. But we thought, how far along was she? Lucky enough, the doctor had us covered there, so we had an appointment on the 27th of January. We go out of the doctor's and call her boyfriend Thomas at the time and told him. When Louise was talking to him, she started to cry. I thought it was just a shock, but it turned out he wanted her to get rid of the baby. Like, who would say that to someone they loved? She hung up the phone to call her sister and see what to do. Her sister told her to keep the baby as it would be a good influence on her life and she had really good mothering skills. So she hung up the phone and we went to her house to tell her mum, who wanted to see the test, just to make sure that she got it correct. Her mum looked at her and gave her a hug to let her know that no matter what happened, they'd get through this together. She had so much on her mind at the time that she wanted to spend the time in the house with her mum. So she went home and I went home. Friday comes and Louise rings me to let me know she's going in for her scan. I got so nervous for her. I couldn't imagine going through that when I was 16. Never mind now. All I know is at this moment my best friend needed me and I was going to be there for her. But that's not how it went. So a little backstory. My now boyfriend Kevin and her boyfriend Thomas were best friends, and I mean that friends that were inseparable. They did everything together. But Thomas thought it would be a good idea to set Louise up with Kevin, only because Thomas had feelings for her, but his girlfriend at the time, Chloe, was jealous as hell. Unfortunately, she didn't know, previous to this, that Louise and Thomas had history. They had met when they were much younger, but fell distant. Thomas still wanted a way to still be friends with Louise, so Louise and Kevin got together. I told them it would be a very bad idea, but the inevitable happened, which I knew would happen. Kevin and Louise broke up. Thomas got with Louise instead. This breakup also broke up the friendship between the boys. So you're probably thinking, how does this have anything to do with our friendship? Well, I'm getting to that now. So Louise rings me after a scan and tells me she's 3 months pregnant, which would make Kevin, the dad, my boyfriend. I tried to put this behind me for such a long time, but I couldn't. Me and Louise fell out. 3 months later, when she said she wanted to tell Kevin it was his child, but I knew this wouldn't change anything. But of course, she turned round and told him behind my back anyway. Kevin didn't want anything to do with the child, which I knew would happen, but Louise never listened. Louise got on with her life with Thomas, and they were together for some time. But they felt distant too. It has been a while since me and Louise talked. It's been exactly 2 months, when out of nowhere Louise rang me, crying, saying she made the worst choice ever, and the greatest choice of her life. We will start with the worst. She got rid of the baby because she wasn't ready to be a mum and wanted to continue in school and get her qualifications, which anybody can respect. The best news is she came out as gay to her family and friends, moved to a new city, and now is getting married to this lovely girl who supports her in everything she wishes to be and more, which anybody would want. All in all, she really has come a long way in her life, and I hope her story inspires you to know no matter what in life throws at you, you're the one who writes your own story. I'm thankful that you listened to this. I hope you subscribe and like and comment if you want more stories like this or a different type of genre. It would be greatly appreciated.